everybody. Welcome back to the Real Estate Intelligence Podcast. It's Tristan. It's episode uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete.
Oh, really? I thought it was six. I that
No, we
threw.
did six last week. Just haven't released it yet. So
Ah,
it will be released if you're watching this, but we snoozed on it. It was my bad. It was my bad. But this is the show where we break down AI trends and tactics, changing the way agents do business. And today, as promised in episode 6, we're going to talk about, sorry about that, got a little groggle in my throat. Today, we're diving into one of the most underrated superpowers in real estate, your ability to present. Presenting is very, very important, especially with buyers and sellers. Whether you're pitching a listing presentation, or you're recruiting to your team or your brokerage, or just showing your value to a client, how you present really does matter. But the good news is you can look like a pro without being one. You don't need to be a graphic designer or a marketing wizard to blow people away. Thanks to AI, there's tools that can generate smart, clean, and even interactive presentations from just a few prompts. So we're going to walk you through the top five AI presentation platforms that are game changers in real estate. And these aren't just tech gimmicks. These are tools that are definitely here to stay. They're only going to get bigger and stronger, and they're going to help you communicate better. They're going to help you win more listings. They're going to help you look like a pro. They're going to help you grow your team. So let's jump into it. Tristan, the first one is, oh, by the way, hi, Tristan.
howdy. How are you?
Oh, sorry about that. I got so carried away in my intro.
Don't even
I
worry.
was,
I actually did. I was waiting to. I wasn't waiting for it. I was like, okay, what's the first one?
oh, okay, cool. You're like watching the podcast.
I was watching it live. It's so funny.
Yeah. Well, the first one is one that you like that you've used before. So Tome.app, Tome.app. We're calling this the storyteller, quote unquote. Each one of these have like a name. So we're calling this the storyteller. And Tome, you were telling me before we started recording that Tome was really like one of the first, if not the first, to your knowledge, presentation maker, right? Like, what
Yeah,
is that kind of like what you have figured out in
yeah.
some?
And they're look. They've shifted a little bit, and I was actually looking to see what I had built previously. And
Okay.
let me
Oh
share my.
yeah, I gotta allow you to share your screen. But before you do that, let me just tell you a little bit about Tome. So basically, if Apple made a presentation tool, it might look like Tome. So it's about storytelling, and the Tome presentations look a lot like Instagram stories from my research. Um, and like you can create a listing presentation, for instance, create a listing presentation for a $1.2 million modern farmhouse in Austin, Texas. Tome can generate a full visual narrative, complete with imagery, animations, even AI written copy. And I'm sure you can upload your own photos as well, because if you have a listing, you want to add your own photos.
Yeah.
But yeah, why don't you show us what if you have anything that you've brought up on the
Well,
screen?
it's gotten better since we first started way back. You know, back in 1700
Way back in
when
the day,
AI.
which was a Wednesday, by the way.
Yeah, dude,
Uh,
I know. And you see, I tested it out 2 years ago. There it was, two
yeah,
years
two
ago.
years ago. Okay, you're
And
probably still paying for that, and you don't even know it.
well, I just checked. I was like, do I still have it? And you could see it at the time. It was very, very basic.
Yeah,
I
but
had,
look at the top, how it looks like a story, like an Instagram story.
yeah, I do like that. But since then, so since we've had tested this out 2 years ago, I was like, it's okay. It's gotten a lot better. And you can now create here. If you're watching my screen, what I love is the ability to create slides with the click of a button and then change it so that each slide can give you either graphics that have to do with charts or pictures or video or little blocks. And it's super easy. It reminds me a lot of one that you're going to talk about next or somewhere in the next four, Nick. And that's beautiful. But I still think that testing this out, running with it, I don't know that it's the best one, but it looks nice. It looks nice.
I'm just trying to turn off my messages. How do I turn my messages off on my MacBook? Because I don't use it that often.
Oh, on the top
Oh,
right.
place down for notifications. I got it. I unclicked that.
There you
All right,
go.
perfect. Allow notifications. Turned it off. Perfect. Awesome. Hey, I'm a tech guy. Didn't know how to do that, and I just
Good.
figured it out on my own while we were recording this. Pretty amazing.
I love it. You win.
Thanks. So, why is Tone great for agents? You don't just get slides; you get a storyline that flows like a conversation. So we saw that, and it's really cool on mobile, the way it like moves to the left and right and goes up and down and just has lots of different. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of those Facebook ads. I don't know if they still do them, but the ones where they tell a story where like it swipes in lots of different directions.
Yep.
And it's very intuitive in the sense that like you know how to use it because once you see those little dots at the top of your screen, like click or swipe, and it goes to the next story. You know what I mean?
Yep. I agree.
So the cool thing about it is that it's a storyline that flows like a conversation. So do you feel like it's probably more of like a luxury type feel to it?
You know, a little bit, but I still feel like it's limited, man.
Okay.
I still feel like they could be doing a lot better.
Well, I'm wondering, you haven't used it in a couple of years. I'm wondering if they've upgraded, but
I just checked. I tested it out 2 months ago,
okay.
and I played with it for like a few days, and then I compared it to one of the other ones that you're going to show, and it
Yeah.
still doesn't do better.
Okay. Well, hey, listen.
But it's nice. It's like
Nice.
darker,
Yeah.
there. But yeah, it's fun.
You can create seller presentations and send the presentation before the appointment. And the cool thing about it is like it's so easy to use. Like it's so easy to. It's not overly complicated. It's not overly ornate. Like a lot of these presentation tools can be like a little much. And I feel like it's probably one of the more simpler ones, but it looks good on a phone. I feel like if you're going to use it on a phone or an iPad. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, one thing that I was reading right now, that I just got the note for, it says after several years of building Tome slides, we're sunsetting the product to move into a different direction as a company. So it looks like they're removing the slides option,
Oh, well,
but
that just totally screws up our entire podcast.
no, no, no. Just the slides. So you're still going to be able to create like presentations, but not in the same way.
Okay, so they're updating it to look
Yeah.
different.
So
We'll
that's
have
going
to
to be,
revisit that in the future when we notice the change.
yeah, I don't know, man. April 30th is the day, so we're going to see something
All right,
new.
we'll have to see what happens. Let's see
I
what
like
happens.
it.
The
Tome's
next
next.
one, the next one is one that we've all kind of used in the past. Beautiful.ai. Have you used Beautiful before?
I love Beautiful. That
Do you
was
like
actually
Beautiful?
my very first presentation maker that I ever used outside of like the Microsoft one and the slides from Google.
Yeah, and it reminds me of Google Slides in a way. It's the designer without the designer. That's what we're calling this one, quote unquote.
Mhm.
So the name isn't lying. Beautiful does take the headache out of slide design, and they do look really nice. You just drop your content in, the platform adjusts everything automatically to keep the visual sharp and consistent. You can create monthly market updates, comparative market analysis, so CMAs, anything where you're sharing data and trends. Do you have any examples of anything you've built in Beautiful?
Dude, I do. Do you remember 2000? So I don't know when it was, 2018, maybe 19. I've been using this one for a while. You and I did a presentation at a big event that we talked about farming. I think it was a Realtor.com
Oh,
booth.
may have been homes.com or
Yeah,
something.
okay, yeah. Remember that?
It was
So
a family reunion. I
yeah,
remember that popped up in my stories a couple months back.
that's it. So I used Beautiful for the first time to create that way back in the day.
Wow. So did they not use AI at that point, or
They
didn't?
did not. They were trying to do some type of like automation, but it wasn't AI. And then they changed it to AI and it looked amazing.
Yeah.
But
Do you have anything you can show us?
I'm trying to log in, but
Well,
apparently I
that's
have the
okay. I
wrong
can
login.
show I can share my screen.
Yeah, share your screen.
Let me make this a little bit bigger here. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see my screen. If you're not watching on YouTube, you're crap out of luck, basically.
Wait, I'll describe it so people
Yeah.
can.
Describe it. So the web page is black with a hint of blue.
Mm-mm,
Oh
mm-mm.
no.
He's lying. There's nothing there yet.
Oh, now there is. I just shared my
Now
screen.
there is. Now there is.
Yeah. So we can see all the different companies that use it. Let's see. Oh, here's an example of like kind of like how it can look. You can create these. Oh, let's try. You can create these graphs. Try a prompt to create your own slide. Okay, so let's see. Do you think it'll let me do it without signing in?
Maybe, but as you're doing this, I'll explain to people what I used Beautiful AI for and why I loved it. And I still love it, by the way. I
What
love.
is the housing? Wait, oh, let's say, okay, let's do this. How many homes sold in 2024 versus 2025?
Ooh, I like that.
2023. Let's do 2023 versus 2024 because we don't know all of 2025 yet.
All right, do that, and then I'll tell people. You put 2024 versus
Oh
2024.
shoot, my bad.
Yeah. Oh, it knew what you were doing. It knew what you were doing.
I meant 2024 versus 2023.
It's okay. It knew what you were doing. It
I
popped it
know, but
up.
I want to do this.
All right. So what Nick is showing on his screen is he went to Beautiful.ai
Oh,
and
dude,
it looks
that's
nice.
sick.
Yes, that does look beautiful. Wow. Okay, hold on. Let me explain it so people
Oh,
understand what you created. He went out to Beautiful.ai to test out just one slide out of the whole slide deck. He put how many homes sold in 2023 versus 2024, and it populated a really beautiful slide that's a bar graph, and it's showing every month, and it's showing the sales 2023 versus 2024. And it did it like, what was that, 5 seconds or
in
less?
less than 5 seconds. Let's
That
try this. Let's do how many homes sold in the last decade. Let's try that. Dude, it comes up with this. Oh, dude, look at that. That
I
was
love the
less
graph.
than like 3 seconds. And it also says at the bottom, oh, and it's sourced from the data sourced from NAR, which is cool. The number of homes sold has steadily increased over the last decade, indicating a growing housing market. Okay, so it goes from 2012 to 2021. I wonder why, I wonder why, let's try how many homes have sold between 2014 and 2024. Let's try that. Okay, so it does that. It knows. That's really sweet. Okay. I like that. But you have to edit over here. So number of homes sold, you just still got to edit, I think, a little bit on the
Yeah, you do. But just so people know, oh, and finally it let me log in. So people know what Beautiful AI is mainly for, at least how we've seen it used and how we use it. Anytime you need graphs, anytime you need bar charts or bar graphs, anytime you need any type of numbers that you need to show, this is probably the best presentation tool out there for that. There's that I've seen. It does such a great job and it's so easy to use. So if you're the type of person that uses presentations to do this, whether it's pitching a listing or working with buyers or however you're using it, this is it. Like this
dude,
is
look at this. Since 2012, from 2012 to 2022, I typed in what is the growth of realtors over the past 10 years. It went to 2022. I think you have to say, you have to give it specific years. But in 2022, in 2012, there were a million realtors, and in 2022, we're at 1.5 million.
Dude, I
That's
like that.
sweet.
And you know what I love that you when you did that, it also shows the source at the bottom. It says NAR.
Yep.
This is really good, man. This is good. And I found our presentation of
Okay, let
2000,
me unshare real quick.
whatever it was.
I gotta stop sharing for in some. Here we go. Stop sharing. There we go. So yeah, let's see
Sure.
how before AI.
So remember this?
Farming like a boss.
Remember that?
Yeah, dude. We did that for homes.com.
Yeah, dude. That's what we did. And then there's other stuff here, but when we look at how this all looks, I'm sharing my screen. The cool thing is when you want to add a slide, it gives you all these options for different slides, and you see a lot of them, they're charts. Like it has percentage with icons, thermometer, big numbers, column charts, line charts, pie charts. That's why I'm saying, like, anybody who's great at wants to use this to describe their numbers or chart, dude, this is it. There's nothing better out there. That's why I love this one. And apparently I have the free version because it says I need to upgrade to the pro. So
No, all right.
there you
Well, it still looks pretty sweet. Let's jump into the next one. Everybody's favorite, Canva, Magic Design and Magic Write. Canva is basically known as, quote, the brand builder.
hmm
I don't think we really need to jump in too much about like how Canva works because most people know, but if you ever use Canva, most of us have, you're gonna love Magic Design and Magic Write. And we showed you in last week's episode 6, we showed you Magic Write because you created that cartoon in episode last week when we talked about photos. Canvas AI tool allows you to auto generate full presentations that match your brand, adding your colors, logos, headshots. It's cohesive, a beautiful deck created in minutes. Um, we can. I don't think we really need to get too much into what Canva does or how it works. I think we all kind of know, but like, you know, here's an example. So you build like a quote "Why work with me" deck, and it turns into a short form video or Instagram story using Canva's animation features. That's sick.
hmm
That's super sick.
dude, yesterday, and I didn't watch this, so it was my team that was watching it. But yesterday, Canva had their big event in Los
Oh, I
Angeles.
saw that streaming on Instagram. Yeah.
I was like, and the first thing they're sending me is like, dude, Canva, it's called Canva Create. Is that what it's called? Canva Create.
Yeah.
You can literally tell it to Tristan. I was gonna call you Tristan, Nick. Nick, it's early in the
That's
morning.
you. Your name's Tristan, by the way.
Listen, you're Nick. I'm Tristan.
Yeah.
Okay. Nick.
I know who we are. You don't need to ask me if it's the right.
Listen, Canva Create will probably allow you, if you've got a team of marketing people, just to have one, because this allows you to create presentations or graphics or anything just by asking it. It's nuts, man. It's completely crazy.
Asking it like, "Hi Canva, if you're not too busy right now, like if you have time, do you think you could when you get around to it, I don't want to bombard you, but like when you're
When you
available.
finish your coffee,
Yeah, listen, when you finish your lunch, can you just create me this? Gotta ask it nicely. Oh, my kid was telling me yesterday, he's like, Dad, Levi was telling me, you know that it's really important to be polite to ChatGPT because
mm,
if there's an apocalypse and robots take over the world, if you were polite to it, it's not going to sacrifice you. I was
I
like,
mean, he might be right, dude.
makes total sense. I always tell ChatGPT please and thank you. It's weird.
Me
I'm like, can
too.
you please create? Thank you. No problem, Nick. Anything I can help you with in the future, just let me know. I'm like, oh, ChatGPT has gotten really polite lately.
I love that. Well, you're training it.
Yeah, and so I'm not like over here like, hey, POS, make this friggin', you know what
I
I mean?
wonder what would happen if you do that. Would it respond the same?
Yeah, it's funny, but he was like, yeah, it won't sacrifice you. It won't end you. I'm like, that's really good to know. Thanks, 12-year-old. Um, let's jump into the next one. Because Canva is something that, so wait, what else did you learn about the Canva Create? Anything else?
Yeah. Actually, here I'll share my screen with you really quick, and then we'll go through it really fast.
Yeah, let's do that.
So Canva Create, this is their, I'm showing my screen. It's saying Canva Create Uncharted, our biggest launches ever. They're pretty much going through everything that you can do. So introducing Visual Suite 2.0. This is where you could just have it create practically anything and it'll populate any design you want, and it's so simple. This is why I said, Nick, this is crazy, man. It not
That
only
is pretty sick.
populates the words, but it creates the whole presentation for you. And then
Oh
this
my,
this was cool to me. If you
you know what that
try,
looks like?
what?
That
Tell me.
looks like Monday.
Oh, it does look like Monday. So I'm sharing right now on my screen a campaign tracker. So what it'll do is it'll allow you to decide what day you want to post what, and then it'll keep everything organized for you. And it looks exactly like Monday, tracking whether you posted it or not. It's coming up. Here's a social media
Oh
tracker.
my God, dude.
It's all built in, dude. It's just nuts.
Does this cost any more?
No, it's just it's
Well,
part of
hold on a second. Go back to that for a second.
go
Scroll down because a lot of times there's credits involved. Scroll down a little bit more.
to Magic Studio or
More, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit
going,
more.
going
There we
down.
go. Oh, no, 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 no. I was wrong. It said create 20 designs. Okay, so Canva is like 12 to $14 a month. Is
Yeah.
all of this available now for that price?
This isn't available yet, but they're
Okay,
about to release it, and it's going to be
dude,
for the same price.
the game changer.
Yeah, man. This is what happens when you have a ton of people using one product. You know, the economies of scale is real. This is why I love this. Let me send you.
Remember when in the last episode you were like, I really wish Canva would just kind of
That's true. Forgot about that.
take on Chat GPT because they have the technology. That
Yeah.
thick, dude.
Yeah. This is it. Why would I go to ChatGPT to create images when Canva can do a better job, you know?
Yeah, that looks sick. I'm pretty excited about that. So if you're a business owner, real estate agent, and I love how it tells you whether it's posted, if tracking. It's kind of like a CRM.
It's I feel like I need somebody to manage Canva.
Dude, that's the thing. You're gonna have to hire someone to manage that.
Yeah, like I need an AI person and then I need a Canva person, right?
Yeah.
Pretty,
A VA would be good at that.
yes.
A VA would be good at that. So the next one, Gamma.app, the interactive one, that's what we're calling it. This one's kind of slept on, but it's a favorite of a lot of people. And Gamma builds fully interactive decks that feel more like mini websites and slideshows. You've used Gamma, right?
Dude, this is my favorite one.
Oh, so Gamma's your favorite. Okay, the next one that we're going to talk about is my favorite, but you could embed video walkthroughs, you can add mortgage calculators, maps, Google Forms, collect leads right from the deck. So it's perfect for virtual consultations, buyer presentations where you want to keep people engaged and keep them clicking. That's what I like about Gamma is that like it's interactive. You know what I mean?
It is. It is, and you can not only create slides, but you can create a website. You can create a PDF off of whatever information you want, and it looks pretty nice. And then the last one is you could grab a link, like a website link or a doc from somebody else, and say, hey, recreate this and make it a PDF, or recreate this website and make it look like mine.
Oh,
And
that's pretty sick.
it'll do all of that. This to me, it's my favorite one, but I think the one you're bringing up next competes with it really well. Like,
Yeah, so
but
Gamma, you can create websites, which are awesome. We should talk about and that reminds me, because we like to think of what we're going to talk about next on the actual episode. Let's talk about website creators next time, because I just thought of
ooh,
another one that I love that I use
put that
regularly.
down, dude, because I would say, yeah, I could probably bring up a few
Yeah.
website creators. Yeah, dude, that would be great. Let's do
The
that.
one that I love is Hostinger, Hostinger is probably Hostinger. Oh, yeah, that's probably what it is. Hostinger. Duh.
Let me check here.
Hostinger.com is my favorite.
Host, I've never. Oh yeah, you told me about that. You texted it to me.
Yeah, Hostinger. That's one of my favorites. And it's super cheap. It's like $3 a month. But anyway, we're going to get into that next week now that we thought of it.
Yeah, Gamma's amazing, dude. Everyone, go test that one out. That beats the crap out of Tome.
Oh, it does, huh?
It does.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. Yes. I can't wait to do next week's now.
Now I'm so excited. You know what?
I'm
Let's
looking
just
at
go
hosting
down.
it right
Okay,
now.
no, kidding. The last one is my favorite, presentations.ai. And I'm calling this one the quick closer. And that's because if you need clean, professional, fast presentations uh, that are polished, that are minimal, I love minimal. I know that you like minimal too, minimal and clean. They're really easy to build from just simple AI suggestions. You can create recruiting presentations, onboarding docs for clients, pitch decks, mortgage partners, vendor collaboration. The cool thing about it is like you can upload a an outline. So let's say you're creating an outline for a pitch deck or a listing presentation. You can upload that outline, and it asks you how detailed you want the presentation to be. Like, do you want it simple with just a few bullet points? Do you want it like medium with a little bit more information? Or do you want like a ton of information where basically like all of the info is on the deck and you don't even need to like explain it, right? So there's lots of different versions. And with the paid version, which is cheap, I think it's like $140 for 12 months. Um, you can create presentations that are like 5 slides to 50 slides to 100 slides. It'll create as many slides as you want, and it really digs for a lot of information on the interwebs. So let me pull up what I've been creating with it, and I'll share my screen right here.
While you're pulling it up, I think this one and Gamma are practically identical. It's just going to come down to the user and which one they like better. Because I've been playing around with this. I love both. It's hard for me to choose, by the way.
Hard for you to decide.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, they're both really, really good.
Yeah, so for $140, it's like a whole year. I mean, I think that might have been a special they were running. I'm not sure what it costs anyway, but like here, I would creating this course. So like digital domination course for Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So
Hmm.
let's look at the Facebook one. Um, and I'm just gonna click present. And you can brand this. It doesn't have to say presentations.ai. You can upload your logo and it will have your logo there. And the cool thing I like about this is the animations are sick. Can you see that?
I can. I'm looking at it. That's nice, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to
The animations are really nice.
and also I'm just gonna get to a spot in the slide deck where it has some images.
And you can export it too to a
Yeah,
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint. I just want to get to where it has see like that's kind of cool with like a puzzle feature, like enhancing your Facebook page effectively. Um, and then this is one of my favorites. So like this is 10 slides within a slide.
Hmm.
So when you move the cursor, it creates like this slide, these slides within a
Oh,
slide,
nice.
you know? So if like you were like, hey, let's say you were creating a listing presentation and you're like, these are the 10 things that we do to market your property, right? Like one,
Hmm.
you know, open house, Facebook ad, door knocking, you know what I mean? You can create like these slides within a slide. Um, so I really love presentations.ai. That's one of my favorites.
All right, hold on, because let me switch over to something.
Go
I'm
for it.
going to present just so you could see the difference and hopefully if people are watching on YouTube, if you're not, don't worry. We're going to kind of take you through it just to share with you the difference. I I asked I asked each of these because I have both. I gave it a prompt. Create a real estate buyer presentation for
Mhm.
Los Angeles. And
Ooh, see.
I did it for both. And so here is the one it created for me from presentations, the one you introduced me to.
Okay, so right, this is presentations.
This
That
is
image you could probably change.
it's not, dude, I like it. It's not bad.
Is that an LA picture?
That is an LA picture. I know it looks
Oh,
like New York, but it looks
yeah, I
like
wasn't sure where it was.
it's a different part of it looks like a different part of LA, but it's like more like heading towards East LA. But anyway, let's go to the next one. So you could see that if you're watching, great. If you're listening, as we switch to the next slide, it's like a live graphic that shows me when it's analyzing Los Angeles real estate trends. It has a graph bar that moves, which is
Did it
really,
create that for you?
it created to me super fast for me.
Check these out. That's sick.
Navigating home finances in Los Angeles, showing me all the different types of loans and how people purchase. Okay, nice. Selecting the ideal neighborhood. I probably would have to read this just to make sure it doesn't violate any local
Right.
laws, but really nice. Understanding the home buying journey gives me 6 steps.
That's
That,
super nice with the
that-
different arrows and
yeah,
3D images. It has a lot of cool 3D images.
I love that. Next, significance of home inspection in LA. I like that. It even gives me like check marks, things you need to do versus X things you maybe shouldn't do. Strategies for winning real estate deals. So the
Yeah, you know
steps.
what I like about this? It has the little icons that look like the subject that you're talking about. Like make a strong initial offer is a little picture of a house and like, flexibility with timelines is like a little timeline
I like this.
message icon. Yeah, it's nice.
And then the last, or there are two more, maybe two more, a comprehensive guide to closing costs. So it goes over closing costs. That's nice.
Hmm.
Gives me percentages and fees. Dude, that's really good. Post-purchase consideration for homeowners. So things to watch out for after you buy a home. And then last, it says take the next step, contact us today. All right, so or talk to us today. Not bad. Not bad. I like
Not
it.
bad, not bad.
All right, now let's go to uh, um, Gamma. So Gamma's a little bit darker if you're watching. They chose, and I had it choose default, whichever one it decided. It says Los Angeles real estate, your buyer's guide. So that is a picture of LA, kind of, right? It has the palm trees.
I don't see
And
it.
let me see
You know
if I,
what? You need to share. You need to unshare and then share again.
oh, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
of the privacy settings.
All right, can you see it?
Yep,
All right, there you go. A little darker, but they went with that. Can you see it now?
I can see it.
All right, perfect. Went with that like nice little sky, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
that looks more like Los Angeles.
Yeah, this does look more like LA. Let's go to next. If I can figure out how to press the next button, Nick, I will show you the next one. Okay, there it
Maybe
is.
there you go.
There it is. Market overview. It gives us a little quick overview of the
The
market in
little
LA.
icons,
Yeah,
neutral market balance with a little scale, lower interest rates with a percentage. I like that.
yeah, not bad, not bad. Home values,
Ooh, that's nice.
having little arrows, big numbers, right? Median. It gives me a median price for LA. I didn't even ask it
I think
to.
I like this slide better because it's more uh appealing to the eye.
Yeah, I like that. Expected rates by 2025, they think it'll be 5.9. I wonder, it's not telling me where I got the info from, you know? Inventory and market dynamics. Not sure I like this one because I can't see the numbers well on the
Yeah, I'm
left.
not loving that. It looks like it looks kind of childish.
Yeah, this one's not too good.
Okay. Yeah,
Let's,
if it was in white, if the letters were in white on the chart, that'd be better.
yeah, neighborhood insights.
That's a good one.
It's not bad. I like it. I like it.
Okay,
And then investment opportunities, buyer strategies,
okay.
future outlook, your next steps. These are what you need to do. And that's it. That's
Um,
combined.
I I think overall I liked presentation.ai better,
Yep.
but I did like some aspects of Gamma.
I
But
agree.
overall, I didn't have any complaints about the presentations AI one.
No, I liked it, man. I like both, but I agree on this one. I would go with presentations on this one. It
Yeah.
just felt like it flowed better professionally.
Agree, agree. So just to recap, we got Tome helps you tell a story that sells. Beautiful.ai makes your data look stunning. Canva Magic keeps your brand consistent and powerful. Gamma brings the interactivity, which I think is super important. Presentations gets you professional really fast. And all of these tools are game changers in their own right. But the real win here is efficiency. And these platforms save you time. They make you look sharp, help you communicate your value like never before. And if you're serious about leveling up in your business in this market, which is super crazy and weird, these tools aren't optional, they're essential. You know, a lot of these customers really love uh, cool marketing. And I think if your presentations look slick, if they look like you spent a lot of money creating them, I think it also is a great way to show what kind of marketing you do, how your marketing looks. Don't you think that that's important? Like right from the get-go, having a presentation that looks really clean is super important because it shows the client, even from your presentations, your attention to detail. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, I like it.
I like it. So anyway, yeah, let us know what you guys think. Drop in the comments what you decide to use, which one was your favorite. Give us a like, subscribe, give us a comment, let us know, help oil up the algorithm for our podcast. We would love you for that. And any final thoughts, Tristan? Any final wise words?
I'm excited about next week's with the websites because I started already looking to see what
So
else
now
is.
you just want to like now that's all you want to do is just get into that.
Yeah, because I actually I don't think I've ever built a website with AI before.
Oh,
Outside
dude,
of outside of
you
Gamma.
hostinger.com. I love it because it's so simple. You just tell it what kind of industry you're in, and it just puts together a website for, like with
I'm
real
gonna
estate.
I'm gonna share something with you. And in it has Hostinger as one of the top choices. But you take a look because it
You
also
texted it
does
to
some
me?
other ones. I
Okay.
texted it to you. You can take a look at it later.
Texted it. Okay, well, we're gonna keep this a secret until next time.
Yes, secret.
Cliffhanger.
Dun dun dun.
Till next time, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next episode of Real Estate Intelligence. Bye.